So, I was right. When a test subject destroyed her, this whole place fell into disrepair. I don't exactly know if everything is working properly anymore, but we don't have a choice.
So now she's not GLaDOS, now she's her. But he'd already called her.
It worked. It's
GLaDOS
blind
earlier.
here. Oh, no. There's some stuff here blocking the path for the elevator. Hold on for emergency brakes.
Oh no. Emergency brakes. Okay.
Just climb on out of here and let's get moving.
Not so much emergency brakes as in we just crashed.
Whoa!
But that's fine.
Was close.
Oh.
You could have been in there. Oh, wait, you just were.
Yep. Chapter 4, and we're getting organic. Now this is what I was looking for from this mod. Something different. So far it's just been more Portal 2, which is fine. But the writing's not been as good.
These are the old offices I was talking about before. The humans left these behind when she gassed them with neurotoxin. Because this is an abandoned track, it's no longer connected to the rest of the computer systems. Aegis shouldn't be able to lock us out here. These computers should contain a lot of useful information for us.
But yeah, new looking stuff. All the organic stuff.
All right.
Looks
time
cool.
to start hacking into
Oh, it's
these
you.
systems. Let's start guessing passwords. Password. Admin. Oh, come on.
Nice.
Did you just override the admin controls?
It's just fortunate I was
Anyway,
looking at that
I think
potato
there's
at the
some
right
info here
moment.
about Aegis. I'll keep working, long as you keep going. So, get back to the testing track and get started.
Oh yeah, more testing.
Oh, I should also let you know, I won't be able to move around much. Management trails are kinda non-existent here, unless I want to fall off another one and end
Oops.
up back in the junkyard.
Tell us more about falling off things,
Oh, I
Virgil.
should also let you know, I won't be able to move around much. Management trails are kinda non-existent here, unless I want to fall off another one and end up back in the junkyard. You won't be seeing much of me right now.
That's a
Right,
shame.
there is a lot of information stored in these computers. It'll take me some time to sort through these and come up with a plan so we can get rid of Aegis.
Whole place is falling
Systems,
apart.
the toxic goo is still rising. You should continue to move through the tests and upwards. Keep your
Yes.
feet dry.
Let's keep moving through the tests. That sounds good. So we've got ourselves Cube Friend. It's Laser Cube Friend, no less. What do we want to do with it? Come with us, friend. Even the cubes are looking a bit manky. I like it. Right, so we could put you there. What would that do for anyone? That removes an emancipation grid, I guess. Gives us access to Cube 2. The Reckoning. But we're going to need 3 cubes, aren't we? Otherwise, what even are we doing? There were 3 buttons at the end, so we need 3 cubes. Is my logic? What do you do for us? Whoa. Okay, you do a blue. You do a blue pushy. Wasn't expecting that. So that fires down into there. So we could certainly get across, I think. Yeah, that's the wrong one. But what does that do for us? If we go through here, it's going to break the portals, isn't it? Although we can get back out. It's no biggie. But yeah. Right. So each of the, so this button and that button. Right. So this button disables that. Okay. How does that help us? We need both the cubes over here. It's not going to be as simple as just firing them both through, I'm guessing. Because how do we get back up to them both? Well, we can go back through there. Now, can we see anywhere up top? We can. But we can't get back across there, can we? And now we've re-enabled the emancipation grid. So, how would we go about... Right, so that shuts off all three, which is good, I guess. But yeah, we need one of the cubes over here initially. And then we can put that cube on this button. So what can we see from here? We can't see anywhere to get up there. We've got no way of getting up there, have we? Because if we put... Yeah, we can't put the blue up there. Because otherwise we're back where we were. We've got no portals on that side of the emancipation grid. So we're working with just the orange. And we can't put the orange up there because then we can't get to it. And we can't get back across there without going back through the grid and cancelling out the portals. None of these buttons do anything right now, but once we've got both the things on, that's fine. So, there is nowhere up that side where we can fire a portal. There's nowhere up that side either, because we can't fire them through any little gaps or anything. What's the point then of being over here if we can't do anything? It does immediately switch off, doesn't it? So if we just run through there, yeah, we lose our portal. No, what were you doing? You were controlling that emancipation grid. Okay. What if we were to fire a portal? Right, we can't quite reach down there to fire a portal, can we? Although, let's pop one in the wall there, pop one down here in the wall, on this side of this emancipation grid. Now we don't necessarily need that grid to be there, do we? Now, what if we fire a blue over there and then bring this one with us? Will this work? Are we... We're not quite on the button. And by the time we stand on the button, the cube is already destroyed. And now we can't fire through there. That felt like a potential beginning of a solution. What if? No, I was thinking, what if we throw it down there and then we go just slightly ahead of the cube? But that's also not going to work because then the minute we pass through that, the portal... I'll show you what I mean. Right, if we put that down and then we came down and we went ahead of our cube, like so. But by the time we get through, yeah, by the time we stand on the button, the portal's already gone. So if our cube had been any further back behind us, it would have dropped down into the pit. Maybe. I didn't fully demonstrate that, so what if we fling that cube off into it, but we go well ahead of it? Then we weren't far enough ahead. We need to be faster than the cube, basically, for this to have any chance of working. And then, yeah, you see what I mean? It just drops off down to there. What if the solution is something as simple, he says, reloading it. What if the solution is something as simple as using the cubes as a little staircase? Will this even work? is the question. So, what if we stack them and then we jump up? No, they seem to have thought of this because we can't quite get the height we need. If our cube gets destroyed, then another one is going to drop out of there into the beam and be pushed across. But that's again no good if we're not... I mean, the first part of the solution has to be us being over there on the other side. Surely. And then dropping a portal somewhere so we can go back and forth. I mean, we could reach that. But then that doesn't really help us, does it? Because... unless... have I just been a freaking idiot the whole time? The answer is yes. Jeez. I've been a freaking idiot the whole time. Right, so now we can get places. It doesn't really matter that that back wall is like that. But now, are we able to... yeah, we're able to get across. Like so. And then we could put an orange down there. I didn't mean to put an orange down there. But that's fine, because we put a blue there. And we get through. And I'm the biggest freaking idiot ever. But despite my shortcomings, we're through.
I sorted through some of the stuff. So many cat pictures. But I
Cat
also got some more
pictures.
serious information. Aegis thinks we killed the scientists, so it's activating some sort of kill order. It's going to flood the enrichment center, probably with all that goo, to eliminate any and all threats. That means you, that means me, and that means whatever that last thing is. So I'd suggest we keep moving.
Sounds good to me. Let's keep moving. Right, so it's a new day. New cup of coffee. Same old Luna being an absolute menace. Alright, little goblin. Now, we've got a cube. We've got a shield that we can't take the cube through. But we can go through. And then we can... right. Shield goes all the way up to the ceiling. There's bits there. For some reason. No bits on the floor though. And we can't get up to those bits without going through this grid. That's... And we can't actually do... oh yeah, we can. It's the wrong texture, but... well, not the wrong texture. But that's fine anyway. So that is switched on from the other side, I guess. We can go through here. There's a button. And there's a second button. So the first button will do what exactly? It powers that, I think. Ah, that's making blue. Okay. How is blue going to help us? Maybe we're just trying to slosh it wherever we can. Can it hurt to do that? I'm going to say not. Now we're covered in blue. Okay. Right, so we're allowed back over here now. From this spot. We've also covered the bridge in blue. Is that a good thing? Right, we've covered everything in blue, basically. Boing. Maybe we didn't want all this blue, because... Now, let's see. We definitely want a portal there. Maybe one up there. That allows us to bounce onto this bit. And then up here. But how does that help us? We could put a blue over there. And then get back to it. Maybe. Depends if we can bounce through this orange portal. Yeah, we can. Good. So we got some blue up there. But we didn't get any blue on the floor, did we? No. And this wall seems a bit wide for the old bounce back and forth between two walls using the blue. And we can't get that cube up here without dropping down, which means we can't then go through. We could do that, but then it's gonna... Yeah, it's gonna lose control because we've covered the bridge in blue. Now, what happens if we go through from there? Is that going to end up on this side? Lame. I feel like this is the first part of the puzzle, though, is get through. Yeah, it doesn't give us any lift. We can't quite see around there, can we? So, oh yeah, we can. So we can slosh that side up as well. It's a bit fiddly to do so, but it can be done. Does it help us in any way? Hard to say. I mean, we can now bounce up here. Does this help us at all? Am I overthinking things again? Should I just be... No, because I can't fire on that. There's nowhere at ground level in that first room where we can fire a portal, is there? But we can fire one up there, and we can fire one in here. So we can go through. But then how does that help us? We've got an orange on that side. Yeah, there's nowhere down here where we can fire a blue. Well, we can do the old bounce off the walls trick. Okay. What if we do it from this way? Lovely, we're through. With our cube. And now we can cube this up. I said we can cube this up. So let's do that. And that now allows us to fire that and then get to new places. Although that's not new. Where's our cube gone? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing what it's doing? Ah, for goodness sake, cube. Okay, so what we're going to do this time is drop a save, because that makes sense. Should have done that before. Now, why did blue cube happily sit on here for a bit and then just bounce off? What was that all about? It's happy now. But is there anywhere where we can fire a blue that we couldn't have before? Over there, I guess. Does that help us? Okay, that didn't bounce for some reason. Maybe from over here it would bounce? Is that far enough? No. Okay. So let's put the cube on this button, just because... Oh! Yeah, we may have fired off too much blue. But to heck with it. Alright, you stay there, friend. Now, how does that help us in any way? Because we could, like... We could do a bit of this and get the hard light bridge through. If we could cover this in blue, that would help us, but we can't. So it doesn't. What happens if we cover other things in blue? Yep, now we're just messing about. I just want to land, thank you. What if we fire blue up there? That just splashes all over here. None of that really helps. What if we fire the hard light bridge up that way? And then jump off onto that blue goop. Does that help? Right, that allows us up. Good. Is there any reason why we can't bring the cube across with us? I don't think so. Now let's pop cube on there for a sec. Yeah. It might be another of those where it's actually simpler than I made it look. That's pretty much been the story of the playthrough.